Hi everyone, this is Henry with Simpler Trading. In today's trading video, I wanted to go over how to use a trading journal and why it is so important in our journey as traders. So the way that I look at this is that there are three primary methods of journaling your trades. The first of which is a spiral notebook. You may be familiar with these from your days in grade school, college, what have you. But I really think it is an incredibly important piece of what we have to document as traders, and these are the ones that I like. So I just like the college-ruled one-subject spiral notebooks, and I really find this to be the first foundational piece of my trading journal. It's kind of like the analog brain dump, right? It is important because it helps us to clarify our thoughts. Writing by hand forces us to slow down and to process. That helps expose some of our emotional biases, any hesitation or overconfidence. It will also help us capture our mindset, right? We can log our emotional state before, during, and after trades. And this is something that is often missed in digital records. You will also find that physically writing things down helps to boost your memory, right? This act helps us internalize lessons, patterns, and setups. I've also always felt that by taking a journal and writing this stuff down, you are really taking, thoughts or whatever it is out of the ether, very abstract thinking, and bringing it into reality, into a written, physical thing. And that helps us to achieve our goals and to make better trades. So we can use this to improve by jotting down our daily game plan before the open, along with levels, news, the expected volatility, any key setups. After the close, write down what you actually did, what surprised you, what may have upset you, anything you would do differently, and you can use this to track and unlock leaks or fix leaks in your psychological game. So that's the first piece to me, and I will tell you that I know traders that's all they do, is they keep the written mindset in these journals, and then they also write down their option pricing, where they bought whatever it is, at what price, they write down what they sold, anything they hedge against with it, and by maintaining that log, you can keep a very effective trade journal. So that's one way to do it. I think everyone should have this at least. And then I would also encourage you to pursue these two other methods. The second of these are your screen grabs. And this is probably the one that I grew up following the most because I would watch, John do this with about every trade that he took. But screen grabs with annotations are kind of like your visual library. This is important because it captures the full context of your entries, your exits, things that I like to use like the volume weighted average price, the pattern of price itself, what the situation looked like at that time, kind of like saying, 1,000 words can be held in a picture. Well, by taking a photo of your charts, you capture so much that you might otherwise, have to log manually or write out. And I think it's a very effective way of documenting your trades. It will also help you build pattern recognition, right? You can train your eye by reviewing what is great and what bad trades actually look like. And you can also have a spot to look at post-mortem clarity. So anything that doesn't work out, go back and find execution errors, missed targets, or misread signals because they are all documented so clearly, before we got into the trade. So we can use this to why we took the trade. We can also, I think it is very important, the way that I do it is to keep a log of every single symbol. So I will write something like, first I do the date. It's a fun day to be doing this with you today because it is Pi Day, or Fibonacci Day, 618, and of course the year. This is the way I would log it. I do that to start this, and then like meta. I have some trades we'll look at there, but I will write that, and then I will put whatever the setup may have been. So if it was a daily squeeze or what have you, and then that allows me a very nice way to sort trades, because when I sort by name, it will actually sort by the date of when that capture was taken, and then the symbol itself. And it's a great way to keep track of, because then when I want to look at all of my meta trades or all of my trades by date, That is a very handy way of sorting them. You'll see more of that here in just a minute. But sorting those folders also gives us a way of reviewing our worst trades, so we can find other leaks in our game, and I find that to be an excellent asset in documenting everything I do. So for that, I like to use this TechSmith tool, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, through Snagit. Now, there are plenty of free resources. Both Mac and Windows have built-in screen grab tools, but these have a lot of, handy annotations. They, all the things. So, in the first one, to always try to tell you that there are free resources, but this is what I use because I find value in the software. And then once I have those visual images, that's where I take them and move them over into my Workflowy. So Workflowy is another free and paid piece of software. I actually only use the free because it fits everything that I need. But from here, I have a very helpful way of taking everything that I grab through Snagit and not just putting them into dedicated and cleanly organized folders, but then logging them into each day. And what, say that you're brand new to my trading and you wanted to look at the flow of it from May 22nd, well, you could just click this and expand all, and you go into everything that I've been looking at, everything I've been trading, all of my charts, any other market notes, and say you just want to look at one day. Well, then you can come back and say, well, let's start with where we were this week. We will expand from here, and then you can start to work through my trade alerts that are sent through the chat room. Again, the charts that I share, the setups that I am involved with, and all of that is just a very clean way of documenting, organizing these images, and keeping that with my digital writing, right? Starting first with the handwritten stuff, but including this as well, along with the images and annotations. And I just think that's really one of the best ways of doing it. So from there, and from our, a big part of our digital documentation, we will now move over into the third piece of what I find creates really good trading journals, and that is here with statistics or more detailed tracking. This type of tracking is important because it gives us cold, hard stats, right? This type of, generally web-based software will tell us what the numbers say about our edge, not just what we feel or perceive. It will also help us to uncover inefficiencies in our trading, showing us the spots where we're making the best money versus where we may actually be bleeding out a little more than we expect. Also, by using this type of dashboard-based software, we can find filters for setup, by time of day, by the ticker symbol, right? These are very versatile web-based software these days, and there's so many ways, again, to get the cold, hard stats of what your trading is showing you. So from there, we can use that to improve by tracking our win rate, by setting rules based on real data. And some of the ones that I like to use are TradeViz, Follow the Trade, or TraderView style spreadsheets to create, weekly and monthly performance reviews. If you're only doing, annual, like a New Year's resolution type trading, that is not nearly good enough. You need at least monthly, if not weekly, and having this automatically tracked, I just find to be so helpful. Again, I have started using this here through Follow the Trade, simply because this is where it is taking my orders that are coming through the Mastering the Trade chat room, automatically sending them to our traders, and then tracking them here for me. So like in the case of NVIDIA, we had a little butterfly today. We can go in and view that trade and find, where we got into it, where we got out of it, and from there get a bigger feel for the entirety of what we're doing. You can take a bigger look at your win-loss distribution, kind of where you stand inside that, all of your trades from a shorter view as well. And again, there are a few ways to do this, a few different services out there. But if you will take these three and work to complete this, dare I call it, a holy grail, at the very least, it is a trifecta of trading plan documentation. We have a spiral notebook to physically get down intentions, emotions, and trade prices if you like. Then we get into the digital documentation through screen grabs, and then finally through quantitative or software-based reviews that'll really put our numbers right in front of us, help us drill down into the data that we need to see to make our best adjustments. This triangulation will give you mental, visual, and statistical clarity. It's like having a therapist, a coach, and a dashboard all in there working for you. So if you want a simple system to tie all three of these together, I can help you with that in the Mastering the Trade room. I'm in there every day where I spend my time with traders just like you, working to make the best we can out of whatever market we're given. And the more that we're using trade documentation like what you've seen here, the better edge we will have. So I hope you have found this helpful. Let me know if you have any other questions or comments, and I hope to see you in the chat room soon. Hey traders, this is Henry with simplertrading.com. I wanted to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if so, be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons down below. If you would like to also see me putting these ideas into action and trading my own account live in front of you, be sure to sign up at simplertrading.com, and I hope to see you in the chat room sometime soon.